Were we rolling on that? That was gold.
Yeah.
What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Ria and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Hopefully everyone had an amazing weekend, starting off the week great. How are we all doing today?
I'm excited for this week. So I'm going in with a positive mindset to this week. Tough Sunday night for your girl. I came home from a bachelorette party, tired, but like nothing crazy. We weren't like going nuts, but had a lovely, wonderful time. And there's just like, there's this specific pizza that I get from, it's, not a reputable pizza place, but it's this buffalo chicken pizza, and it's just, when you're eating it, it's just so good. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it makes my stomach hurt, and sometimes it doesn't. So it's kind of like a Russian roulette situation. Mm-hmm. I risked it, and I ordered it, and I ate it. My tummy hurt all night.
Your stomach was sick?
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
No.
My apartment was so hot because I was gone all weekend. So I had the AC blasting, and I got a bloody nose when I woke up. It's just
Francesca.
Tough.
Oh my gosh.
Tough go, but I am okay. You want to also know why? Because I feel like we're kind of in school where you have your last week of school before you go on vacation.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is our last week of work before we go on vacation, which we haven't really like fully announced, but we are off all next week.
Yes.
There won't be any episodes. We love you. We're sorry, but we're taking a little break. I'm going on a trip with Joe's family. You're headed to London town.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to have everything booked.
Yes. Like
Sarah's going on a trip.
Sarah's going on a trip.
I'll be
Noah's walking around Central Park in circles.
Yeah, go find him.
Yeah.
I am so freaking excited. And then on top of that, though, when we come back, we have something super exciting that we have not talked about at all.
Hopefully it's done.
Hopefully it's done. I won't say anything else.
Yeah.
Because
we also come back and like that we leave for shows.
Yeah, and then we leave for shows. Which, by the way, Tampa, you guys better show up because we heard everyone wants Tampa, and then
come on,
Tampa. Don't be shy,
Come
Florida. Buy those tickets.
Even if you're a little far from Tampa, make a road trip.
We'll be there. Literally, we'll stick around and hang out if you guys come to the show. Please, for the love of God, buy those Tampa tickets. Every other show, right? Like, we sold out. Tampa? Not quite.
Florida, maybe not our market. Maybe not our market.
Florida, I never liked
Florida.
I love Florida.
I love Florida. I'm headed to Florida.
I just thought, what people... When we posted about it, people are like, yes, Tampa. And it's like, where are those people?
I know.
And if you live far from Tampa, but you're in Florida, make the trip for us. We'll make it worthwhile. We'll do something crazy. Who knows what will happen?
Yeah.
So buy those tickets. Link is in the bio.
I have a crazy story.
Okay. What is it?
I didn't tell. I saved it for this moment.
All right.
So I was out on a bachelorette in Savannah. So nice. Really didn't realize like a lot of people were in my DMs like, wow, Charleston and Savannah, you're really hitting all the hot spots. Great. Hand up, Charleston, liked way better. I actually honestly didn't spend enough time in Savannah. I was out on Tybee Island, which is where they filmed the last song, which was just
beautiful.
Beautiful. It really felt like I was reliving that young love moment. We actually watched the last song as well as a group on the bachelorette party.
That's smart.
Was so fun. So we're leaving Sunday. Everybody had like different flight times. We're all kind of like getting to the airport at different times. Getting Ubers was like a pain in the ass. So we all kind of split up. The bride's sister comes in the airport, and I see her, and she's like, oh my God, like took me so long to get through security. A guy forgot he had his gun and went through security. And we were cracking up because we were like, you always see those signs that are like huge fine, don't bring your firearm. And you always laugh because you're like, what idiot forgets that their gun like is in their bag, And boy, it happened. And then the man sat right in front. I didn't know who it was. My friend's sister was just like, there's this guy, like, and so I get on my flight by myself. No one else is on my flight. This man in front of me who truly looked like he was straight out of the game of Clue. Like he was this tall white guy, big mustache, like just could have been like detective
murder mystery.
like total. And his friend was sitting next to me. So he turns around in his seat because he didn't think he was going to be able to get on the plane, but he did get on the plane. He turns around, he's like, oh my God. And she's like, wow, what happened? Like, what did they do? He's like, oh, well, you know, I think I'm going to lose my pre-check status. I got to pay a $10,000 fine.
Oh my gosh.
Where did he put the gun?
I think they took I heard him say that they asked if he like drove to the airport, if he could just like go put his gun like in his car.
So casual.
But I think they took it, but we were just like
$10,000.
Honestly, I almost like spit taked my water because he was like, I brought the wrong briefcase.
I hate when that happens.
Like it was like,
Oh, I thought you were
like,
saying he had it like on.
No,
I thought you meant like he had it on him.
He brought the wrong briefcase.
Oh,
He's
man.
like, and then he goes,
I hate when I bring the wrong
then he
briefcase.
goes,
My gun's inside.
I brought my work briefcase, and I was like, his work briefcase? What is this guy doing for work? But then he said, all week long after work, he was trying to get to the range, and he didn't have time. He just had his gun in his briefcase.
What kind of gun are we talking about? Because if it's in a brief, like you know,
I'm guessing a handgun. I don't know necessarily, but it was in his.
He was trying to go to the range.
It was in his
because
briefcase.
I'm saying the range, like they have those huge ass briefcases.
Yeah, but they
that
also
fit,
have
like,
they also
but
have
you also
the-
like can bring your own.
Yeah.
So.
My gosh.
So literally
Were
this
you-
guy, I was just laughing because
Did it
I was
give you a
also like
fright?
so tired. Well, no, because one, it was just like, haha, classic. Like the one time I'm in like Georgia that this man forgets to take his gun out of his briefcase before. And it's just, like I said, it was just one of those times where you see the signs in the airport and you literally laugh. You're like, who's going to forget that they have their gun? And this man truly forgot that he had his gun in his briefcase and went through airport security.
That's an exciting day for TSA though. You know, like every
Something's really
they're just
happening.
sitting there all day.
Yeah.
Well, the
They're
woman's
looking at
probably
the
going
same
through
thing.
the scan, and
Yeah.
she's like, "There's a fucking gun in there."
It's exciting. It's
Usually
like, oh my
they're
gosh,
like,
there's a gun.
You can't bring your shampoo bottle in, like.
Yeah. You're
right. It's like, oh, ma'am,
this is
I'm
more
sorry.
than 3 ounces.
This is 4.5 ounces. You gotta throw it out, and you're like, what the? But no. So this man's literally straight out of Clue. Like
Exciting
just
day at the airport.
Forgot. It was crazy. We were just.
I feel like some
But
places.
the way he like reacted was like he was just turning around. I'm trying to describe, like he turned around in his seat and was on the back of it, like holding the bag and talking to his friend, and he's laughing. Like he was like, man, you know, because she was like, what's gonna happen? He's like, $10,000 fine. I'm like, you're really laughing about this $10,000 fine.
I would rather him be more calm like that than like angry, like, let me bring my gun.
No, the way
they want to see a gun?
Well,
I'll
I
show them
said,
a gun.
the way he reacted made it seem more like a funny thing, not an alarming thing, because that could be alarming.
Right, if he
could
reacted poorly.
be like, holy shit, they didn't let me bring my gun on the plane, and be like, what? Uh-oh. Like,
Yeah.
what?
What are we trying to do with that?
Wait, what? And
Yeah.
But he definitely really was just like, I
feel like if
I
I
left
was
it in my briefcase.
If I was a gun person, I would forget that. Like, if I like had a gun on me, it would be like a watch where I just forget that I'm wearing it.
I just
'Cause you
maybe,
just have it every
but like
day.
maybe not when you go to the airport.
No,
like
yeah.
like maybe sometimes you forget that there's water in your water bottle. Like you don't forget that your gun is on your hip.
Yeah, and you bring the wrong briefcase.
Yeah,
but
you bring the wrong briefcase.
that's an exciting day at the airport.
I'm also just laughing thinking about like the TSA people and the guy just being like, I'm sorry guys, wrong briefcase.
Classic mix-up.
Like, oh,
Whoopsie daisy.
yes. But anyway, Savannah, very cool. But yeah, we only went out Friday night, so I didn't really get to explore too much. So rough estimate, I would say Charleston, but I spent much more time in Charleston, so it's kind of a biased opinion.
That makes sense. Two in a row there. If you're looking for a sweet, meaningful gift, the Skylight digital photo frame is here for you. It's a sweet, meaningful gift that will give you a new way to stay in touch with those you love. It's so simple and fun to use. Even if you're not tech savvy, no app or subscription required to send photos anytime from anywhere. A great way to feel close to those you love even when you're far away. Anyone in the family can send photos to the frame, so it's a great way to keep family members in in touch. It sets up effortlessly in under 1 minute, and even the least tech-savvy can use it. It looks like a real photo frame that adds a beautiful touch to your home. It's a gorgeous 10 by 15-inch touchscreen. You could swipe through photos with your finger and even tap the heart button, and it will let the sender know you love the photo. I love the idea of this. It's a digital photo frame. Friends, family can send photos to the frame. You can see new ones, and it's not online. It's something that you can put in your home, and it makes the frame interactive and fun to use. Now, as a special Mother's Day offer, get 10% off, up to $30 off your frame when you go to skylightframe.com/office. That's right, to get 10% off, not $10, 10% off, up to $30 off your purchase of a skylight frame. Just go to skylightframe.com/office. That's skylightframe.com/office. I had a fun weekend, but mainly Friday night because I was hungover the rest of the weekend. Friday night, I threw a little shindig for Marty. His birthday is tomorrow. You couldn't make it, obviously. Yeah. Noah was there. Just a funny little thing out of the night was I had everyone come to our apartment beforehand. Yeah. Hosted a nice little pregame, made a cheese board, had little snacks, whole thing. So adult of you. Very adult, but then we went to the club and we were just, well, it got wild.
Well, called balance.
I was showing Noah around the apartment and I was like, oh, you want a tour? I show Noah around the apartment. And then a little later on in the night, me and Marty are talking off to the side in our apartment, and he was like, this is nice. Like, yeah, like I gave Noah a tour, and I was like, you gave Noah a tour? I gave Noah a tour. Noah took 2 tours and didn't tell Marty that he had already gotten a tour from me because he felt awkward.
Did you just feel like Marty was really excited to show you the apartment?
Well, yeah, like Ria was giving me a tour with Devin. Like Devin was just kind of like walking along. And then Marty...
It wasn't a private one.
Yeah.
And then Marty and I were outside, and I like just
It's a group session first.
Yeah, I asked him like, oh, what's that? Like, that's where you stream? And he's like, oh, yeah, let me give you the tour. And I was just like, yeah, okay. Like, maybe he'll show me something new. I don't know. And then he didn't, but I was just like going to go along with it. Like,
apparently he just went along with it. Like, said
I said the same thing. I was like,
yeah,
wow,
show you something new. He's like, I need a better
he thought there was
different
like a
tour guide
room or something. I was like, so you took 2 tours.
Marty's gonna show me where the good stuff is.
I was like, we talk, right? Like,
well, I was like, I didn't think like
that would come up.
How that would come up.
It was very fun though. Everyone had a great time. I was the most hungover I've been in like over a year probably. Like I threw up so much the next morning, which just hasn't happened to me in a really long time. Violently. Like I was ill. And it was one of those hangovers that lasted like till today. Like today I'm finally feeling better. But it was so much fun. My family was there, his family, friends. It was a great time. Love a good time.
Very fun.
Yeah. I feel like there was something else that I won.
Not quite the big birthday.
No, 29.
Yeah.
But it was still a lot of fun. And yeah, lots of champagne, which...
See, I stayed away from that.
Which probably helped your hangover.
No, in the moment, it tastes good, but the next day, it's bubbles. Just, yeah.
The next day when you see that, you see that bill and you feel like shit, you're like, oh, all that champampagne.
The champagne buzz is just like a different kind of buzz.
It's like a high.
It is. Like really, it's just, you're just... It's a great vibe.
Yeah.
So you have to really try and like compartmentalize. Like I'm gonna have so much fun in this moment, but God, tomorrow, like don't even think about tomorrow because it's gonna suck.
It was so bad, but it was so much fun in the moment. Yeah. I was like, champagne makes you like giddy. Like I was just like,
totally does.
I felt like I was
the giggles.
High. Yes.
Yeah. It's a great time.
It really was a great time. So great weekend overall. But I am so freaking excited for London, and so Marty like apparently loves Monopoly. I mean, we've maybe played Monopoly together one time, but apparently in college he used to like host Monopoly games out of his like. This all goes back to gambling. For money, out of his dorm.
Yeah. I have never played a game of full game of Monopoly. Never.
Interesting.
The Marianos were not. We were not a game
board
family.
But I feel like
you
we were kid game. Like I don't know, Monopoly.
Chutes and ladders.
Monopoly was like the gateway game into like more sophisticated games where like you actually have to like think.
I feel like Monopoly, you have to think.
That's what I'm saying. You do have to think. Like when we were younger, I'm playing Chutes and Ladders and like Pretty Princess. Like I'm not doing. We were not.
You're like, I want to buy this house, sell this.
Yeah.
So
we never played Monopoly. I really do not think I've like half-ass had to like pretend like I know how to play Monopoly when I've babysat before, and like the kids are like, let's play Monopoly, and I'm like, oh, I can't.
I don't know if I can tell you right now how
I can't admit to
play.
this 8-year-old I don't know how to play Monopoly.
I have to be reminded every single time, but apparently he like this was like a thing. Like everybody knows he loves Monopoly, and so I saw something come up on my TikTok, life-size Monopoly in London. Okay, like close to where we're staying. And I was like, oh my God, I am going to surprise him with tickets to this life-size Monopoly game, and it'll be hilarious. So I'm surprising him with that. Like for his birthday's tomorrow, he won't listen to this.
Yeah.
But it's just so fucking funny. Like you are on a team with other people that signed up to play this Monopoly.
Funny.
And
really funny.
It's just like, usually I'd be embarrassed to do something like that, but with him, it's just so like I know that we will have a great time doing it. And then
if you
like
went to play Harry Potter chess, like in real life. Like
and then before that, there's a restaurant that's attached to it. It's called the Top Hat Restaurant, where it's like Monopoly themed. So I like booked that for lunch, and then life-size Monopoly
all the
after.
waiters wear monocles.
Yeah, I am so excited to see his reaction to this because it's gonna be so funny. I told his sister-in-law, and she was like,
full special day for you.
It'll only take up like 2 hours, which I think is perfect.
No,
right?
I know.
Like,
I think that'll actually be
Yeah,
so
it's like
fun.
8 hours later.
I'm not kidding.
I
We're not going to Paris because I booked this. Like he was like,
I do love a gimmicky activity.
It was just funny. It's just going to be hilarious. But we're going to be there from Tuesday to Sunday. And so we get there late Tuesday night. So we have all day Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So it's 4 days. And
I feel like it's smart to just
so like it would be kind of a hassle to go to Paris
there's
when
a lot
there's
to
so
do.
much to do in London.
You would also feel like you don't have time to do everything in Paris. So.
Yes, like we would literally just go to see the Eiffel Tower basically. So I was like, all right, on Friday when we were supposed to go to Paris, like I'll book this.
You're giving London a full trip instead of like kind of half in.
And I've just told him
places.
like, oh, I don't worry, I have everything planned. Like I booked all the restaurants and like all that. Like I specialized days for those markets you told me about, Borough Market, Camden Market.
So good. I'm so jealous.
Noah, I have watched over 100 TikToks of people eating the food at those markets and have written down like all the best ones that I've seen. It looks incredible.
It's honestly just the whole vibe of it. Like every market it's on the street. There's one on the street. There's one like by the water.
There's 2 days. We booked the restaurants we really want to go to. I have booked, and some are like for lunch, some are for dinner. But there's 2 days where I either didn't book a dinner or I didn't book a lunch to dedicate to those markets just to like
exploring
stuff our face.
Also, you just gotta pop into some pubs, you know.
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to like be casual and like maybe like whatever pop around. But I am so excited. I am so excited.
I'm excited for you. It's gonna be so fun.
So
it's gonna be a good
freaking
week.
cool.
It's gonna be a good week.
All right, let's get into today's show. The rest of the show, we're going to be talking about Coachella weekend, outfits, relationships, all of that good stuff. We are also going to be talking about the absolute fuck up by Netflix Sunday night that had everybody very upset with the Love is Blind reunion not being live. And we have a great interview with Lisa Ann Walter. She's hilarious, so much fun, and a great game of trivia. So let's get into the topics.
Good episode. Make sure you wake up feeling rested and refreshed with the softest, most luxurious sheets from Boll & Branch. Boll & Branch is the bedding expert, making the highest quality sheets with incredible craftsmanship. Each sheet set is slow made for an unmatched softness with 100% traceable organic cotton that gets softer with every wash. The signature hem sheets from Boll & Branch are a bestseller for a reason. They, like I said, they use that high quality 100% organic cotton thread. Each sheet set is slow made for a superior softness. It makes you sleep better at night. It's buttery to the touch, super breathable. They're perfect for cool weather, warmer weather. They're so luxurious. They've been loved by 4 U.S. presidents. They have over 10,000 raving reviews from thousands of satisfied customers. Their signature sheets come in 10 versatile colors in all sizes, from twin up to California King. I have these sheets. They are wonderful. You just love getting into bed. They are designed to feel incredible for all sleepers, and they are made without toxins. These sheets fit the deepest of mattresses and are labeled with top and bottom tags, so making your bed is easier than ever. Boll & Branch will also give you a 30-night risk-free guarantee with free shipping and returns on all U.S. orders. So sleep better at night with Boll & Branch sheets. Get 15% off your first order when you use promo code CITO at bollandbranch.com. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com. Promo code CITO. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Coachella first weekend was this past weekend. Obviously, we see all the outfits, the relationships, the TikToks, the reels. They're going out all over the place, all over social media. I want to start off by talking about the Coachella fashion this year, which seemed like we had gone back in time, and it's now back to being more like hippie vibes.
Yeah.
But I will say this.
A lot of more boho vibes, which I like.
But then the coastal cowgirl comes in, right? And now I'm confused. What are people going to wear to Stagecoach? Because every single fucking person wore cowboy boots to Coachella.
Yeah.
Every person wore cowboy boots. And cowboy boots are in right now.
Yeah,
I have myself a pair. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
And they're also comfortable, so I get it. But everybody looked like they were at Stagecoach to me.
Yeah.
And that was the vibe, but I was very confused. And it's not that I didn't like the outfits. I loved a lot of outfits. But I also am like, how does everyone get the same memo, right? Like,
I know.
How does everyone dress exactly the same?
I was going to say the same thing. Like, I don't know if people are working with stylists and like the stylists all talk to each other. I thought the same thing. I saw someone on TikTok be like, how did you all know? She's like, when I went to Coachella in 2018, that I wore that. But how did you all know to wear that
this
again?
year? Like,
how did you all know to bring back those vibes? Because
everyone's
some
wearing
people
crochet, knitted stuff.
So many.
Everybody, I'm like,
big,
how did everybody know?
skirts.
But I guess maybe because the websites that do the festival edits, that's the kind of clothes they were putting out. So maybe that's what people saw.
Right.
But it was just crazy to me that everybody was wearing the same exact thing. And I also love seeing the people that have been around the block a couple times, where like Zoe Deutsch is showing up in a t-shirt and a mini skirt and like looking comfy and cool.
Then
you get Hailey Bieber, Kendall Jenner. They're wearing baggy jeans and a cute little tank top. Like, you know, the people that have just been there and they're like, I can't be bothered with coming up with another outfit.
Yep.
But then you have Alex Earl, who everybody's waiting at the edge of their seat to see what she's wearing. I liked all of her outfits a lot.
I did. I loved
her
first
glam.
one with the green, like cut out pants. Loved
with
that
the leather
one.
vest. I really loved. The light up dress was sick.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that looks sick in pictures.
Yeah.
Really cool. But yeah, it just seemed like everyone kind of had the same vibe.
You know, I loved who I felt like was a little bit different and still kind of had like, kind of felt like Coachella, but didn't have as much of the heavy boho vibes, was Dixie.
Yes.
I thought Dixie, like, all of her stuff
She's
was
so
really
cool. Honestly,
Yeah,
she
I know.
just always looks really cool.
She just looked really cool.
I love her hair lately.
Yeah, everything. Because Charlie definitely went more like flowy boho vibe, and honestly, it felt like there wasn't that many. Of course, there's always celebs there, but even like at Revolve Fest, it did feel like very cowboy boots, skirt, dress, or like that kind of vibe, which, you know, everybody looked beautiful, but there wasn't like anything too crazy. I did laugh at all the memes about Vanessa Hudgens not going to the Coachella for the first time since like 2015, I think people said.
I think somebody wrote, I forgot who they compared it to. They were like, this is like Jesus not showing up to the Last Supper.
Yeah.
Like, how is she not there?
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the content this weekend. I mean, we talk about Coachella every year, and I have the same sentiment where like I really don't want to go.
And for me personally, it felt like a little bit like I didn't feel like it was overkill.
So I was gonna get to that point where I usually have the same sentiment where like I don't want to go. And not in like a snobby way of like, oh, Jen, these people, like I don't think I can handle the 3-day festivities that Coachella requires. Like I like a nap.
Totally.
I like a good nap, and I just don't think I have it in me to do this 3-day marathon that people do. And the pressure of finding your car and your Uber or whatever to get home to wherever you are this day. The pressure. I don't think I can handle that pressure. Years prior it had been feeling like people were just going for, because you're an influencer and you go to Coachella. I kind of felt it a little less this year. Like I didn't seem, like you just said, like I didn't feel like it was overkill. But
I agree.
I think it changes year to year.
And I think people seemed more chill about it. Like there was plenty of people who were like, yeah, I'm headed to Coachella. I'm doing like one thing and then I'm leaving. Like it's, not taking it like so crazy seriously, or like, of course there are the people that are experiencing it all and they want to do everything and go hard and have fun. Kudos. But then I think there's also another half that is like, yeah, hanging during the day, going home, sleeping, coming back, or like even the people that are like, I'm going for one day. That's all I can handle.
Pick your favorite day.
Yeah.
I think that's something I would do. I could definitely do one full day and maybe a half of a second day, like at night. I could not do 3 full days. Like I just
once you get to Sunday, it's a struggle.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But then we also had some hot moments, some people reuniting. Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes. It's been quite some time, but they were there. They were making out. They were having a good time. I wonder if they had been talking. Did they just run into each other? And you run in, you start hooking up. Like I don't know.
So Page 6 posted that this is not them getting back together, but they did speak before. They both knew that they were going to be there. They decided to meet up. And, one thing led to another. But they said the insider told Page 6, Shawn and Camila remain friends with a lot of love and history between them, but they aren't dating. Again, they've stayed in touch since their breakup and decided to meet up at Coachella since they were both going. While the source says one thing led to another as the night progressed. The festival, whoever caught the kiss on video, that was just a one-off thing.
Yeah, okay.
Honestly,
you're gonna tell me they didn't bang that night?
Well, yeah. That's what, honestly, like.
And then they woke up the next morning and they were like, "Fuck."
It kind of gave me hope that these two could rekindle, because I do love them together. Like when I first saw this video, I didn't have any crazy reaction. Just brought a smile to my face.
Yeah,
I was just like, oh,
cute.
Oh, I look at them kissing. I hope they figure it out.
That's the vibe I had. I was like, oh, that's cute. Like they ran into each other or whatever, and they had some feels still.
And honestly, from not that I've been in like that exact position, but from the female perspective of like being at a music festival and you're nervous about like seeing your ex, and like I said, I have not been in this situation. I'm just truly making up this hypothetical in my head, but just thinking about it, like you're nervous because your ex is going to be there, and you're like, oh, is it going to be weird? But then like in the moment when he's affectionate, you're like, yes.
Yeah, you're like, oh my
I
god,
got him still.
And then the next day,
the next day, you're like, oh my, what the fuck was that?
And then you realize that you guys aren't getting back together, and you're like, fuck. Now I'm upset all over again.
But in the moment, it feels like a victory.
Yeah, that was nice to see. Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner. Kendall Jenner went to see his set. She was dancing, having a good time.
Dancing.
She was slightly moving her hips. Remember when Tyler, the creator, said, shake them bones, Kendall?
Yeah.
She was swaying back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Bad Bunny. Put a little
oomph in those hips.
Put a little oomph into it. Come on.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny's music just makes you want to dance.
Oh my God, yes.
And I got a lot of swaying back.
Yeah, I think maybe she knows people are filming her, so.
Did you see Bad Bunny? What happened with Post Malone? It's kind of awkward on stage.
I didn't see the video. I saw people talking about it, but I didn't see what actually happened.
I only heard about it too.
They couldn't I don't know. They couldn't hear his guitar or something, but it looked like Bad Bunny kind of just like kicked him off the stage. But it was because like they couldn't hear so they couldn't play together or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
The video is awkward.
Another one was people saw, I guess, Leonardo DiCaprio. They thought cozying up to Irina Shayk, which probably Cooper's ex. You know, at a certain point, at what point does Leo stop going to Coachella?
Hey, she's pretty old for him.
Hey, I saw
She's age appropriate. She's like in her late 30s.
I saw John Hamm there.
Yeah,
Yeah, apparently John Hamm. I don't know how true this TikTok is, but I saw a video of him there, and then somebody said that he just kept repeating like, "This is a good beat," like during Bad Bunny, which is just hilarious.
Yeah, there's just moments where it's like, it just feels like deja vu because you see Leo every year. He just like, is he going to be 70 going to Coachella in a baseball hat and a scarf around his face? He does. It's the same vibe every year. The scarf, the hat, the baseball hat.
He was wearing a like and I'm not trying to sound like one of these people, but like, is Leo going to give up the mask at some point? Because he is dedicated to wearing this mask.
They do that at Coachella because of the dirt.
Well, I know that because of Coachella, but this man, everywhere he goes,
yeah.
But it's if you're really that famous, it's probably like
I think for that purpose
you
now
think
is why
it's because of that, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you're like, people are still photographing you, Leo,
Yeah.
like knowing it's you because now we know you're the guy with the baseball cap and the mask everywhere.
Yeah.
Like
I'm guessing maybe
places.
peak situation, he realized like, oh, like maybe we started getting recognized a little bit less. So he's just like really trying to hold on to it. But now he sticks out. But yeah, the scarf, the Coachella scarf baseball hat thing, he's been doing for a decade.
Yeah. And you're right. You're like, you wonder like, when is he gonna get tired of it?
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Same old.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's this
He
new.
just fucking loves the Coachella vibes.
Maybe he clearly loves models and partying. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, that
can't blame him.
what we have seen, I mean, two great things.
Yeah.
What we've seen from Leonardo DiCaprio is that's what he loves. On top of that, people are most upset about Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
Which I understand. Now, let's preface this, right? Because Frank Ocean, people are very sensitive when it comes to Frank Ocean because he did lose his brother 3 years ago, which was awful and very sad. And obviously, you know, people understand that he's grieving and right. Like just, it's a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
So preface it like that. Frank Ocean was always like this. So I think that is where people's frustration comes in, is that like Frank Ocean,
he's an artistic diva.
He is, and he has not performed for 7 years, and so people, or less than 7 years because I saw him, but no big deal. But anyways, a couple times. But people flew from different countries to see this man because he has such a loyal fan base. They paid thousands of dollars. Yeah. They lined up.
Hundreds of thousands of people stayed up like in other countries till like 7 in the morning to watch this.
They lined up as soon as those doors opened and didn't see any other artists. They just sat on the ground so that they can be right up front to see Frank Ocean.
For like 12 hours.
Yeah.
And what Frank Ocean did was play 5 or 6 of his songs that he remixed into not his songs, barely sang them, then did a DJ set for 10 to 20 minutes, showed up an hour late to all of this, mind you, and then cut it early. So
and also canceled the live stream.
Canceled the live stream so people couldn't watch.
No one could watch it.
So people had to find alternate ways. Obviously, people there were streaming on live. Didn't even come out onto the stage, really. He stood half backstage.
Yeah, apparently no one could even see him.
He made it so that nobody could even see him. So he was just like barely on stage. He was backstage. You could just see him on the screens.
Yeah.
At what point do you say, I'm going to let somebody else have this opportunity and spot because clearly I don't want to be there? Clearly, like, it is very clear he did not want to perform at Coachella. Like, you know what, Beyonce put her heart and soul into performing at Coachella because that she wanted to put on a performance for her fans and for herself, prove it to herself and be like, this is fucking Coachella. I'm going to make a documentary about this. Like, Frank Ocean,
he's collecting a check.
Yeah, he's collecting a check. He was obligated to be there, and he is showing basically his fans like, I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. It's like he kind of hates his fans.
Right, he's like, I don't care about you guys.
And I feel bad for the Frank Ocean super fans because I'll be honest, like I do not know a lot about Frank Ocean. I know like probably his 3 biggest songs. And from an outsider's perspective, I felt like the way people talk about like how he's been with planning performances and stuff, in my mind, I'm like, this is not as good. Something's going to go wrong, not go wrong, but like this isn't going to be great. And I think I felt bad because all his fans were so fucking excited. They were like, it's going to be amazing. He's back, like this whole thing. And it's just disappointing, I think.
I kind of had that feeling too because I have heard and like, I feel like it's known that Frank is just, he's an artistic guy. Like he just changes his mind all the time.
But like,
and so
that I hate that because it's like Tyler the Creator's artistic. There's a million very artistic people and they perform for their fans.
There's a level of like artistic and then you're just a diva.
Yeah.
Like
right. Well, you lose. There's plenty of people that are artists who still are professionals.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. He's not professional at all. And it makes me feel sad for him in some way because then you do have people saying like cut him some slack, give him a break. He lost his brother. He's going through a really hard time. That is true. He is going through a really hard time and he has been going through a hard time. Yeah. But at the same time, we cannot act like Frank did not do this before.
When you have a plan,
like, which sounds insensitive and I feel bad even saying that, but like this isn't a new thing for Frank Ocean. He used to, I'm going to put out an album and then he doesn't put out an album. Like this is just
He made them build an ice rink that was like in the plan for months. And then last second was like, I don't want the ice rink anymore, melt it.
And they made him melt it, and he wasn't going to get on stage and perform. He was going to cancel unless they melted that ice rink. That's crazy.
And all the dancers who like practice skating.
At a certain point, like I get it, like artists are artists, and God, if something doesn't go to their vision, they will not perform. But in a situation like that, like you have a plan, it's last minute, you got thousands of people depending on this, like your fans are waiting, people are dying to watch this all happen. Just do what you had planned.
Also, you show up over an hour late and he just like doesn't even acknowledge any of it, like
right. And then
he like isn't like sorry.
Yeah, and then to end, and then to end it, he goes, "Oh, they're cutting me off curfew. Thank you so much. It's the end of the show." Walks out. Like I can't even imagine if I spent all that money to go see my favorite artist and that's how he acted. And then you look at you like question yourself. You're like, should I really be a fan of somebody who like treats?
I was watching on Instagram Lives and I just was like, why am I doing this? Like this is absurd.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's just like let somebody else have that opportunity to perform at Coachella if this is how you're going to act.
Right.
You know, there's so many other artists that would die at that opportunity to perform at Coachella. Let someone else. You're taking up a spot. You're collecting a check. You're scamming Coachella. Like you're straight up scamming Coachella. It's the festival itself and all the people that attended it.
Yeah, I mean, taking away the live stream, Coachella had to have been fucking pissed because that's such a big thing for them.
Right, like everybody does the live stream.
Yeah,
like
and like it makes them look so dumb that they were promoting it so hard. Like Frank Ocean live stream tonight, and then like they just had to delete all of it.
Didn't let them sell merch.
Yeah, no merch.
No Frank Ocean merchandise signs everywhere. Didn't let them sell Frank Ocean merch.
He had no merch. I literally almost bought a ticket and was going to fly to Coachella
going on with him. Like I don't get. Like it's just.
I think this is just who he is as an artist, and it's unpleasant. It's not like.
But that's the thing. Like if you're an artist who, because you hear people talk about musicians that are like, I love to make music, but I do not I don't want to perform. Or like I don't want to have to worry about that stuff. Fine. Like, but then just commit to that.
But he doesn't like either. He doesn't put out music. He doesn't want to perform.
They need to find somebody new next weekend. They can't have him go back on stage. It'll be. Like even if he's like, no, I promise I'll do it. He won't. Like somebody needs to take his spot.
But even if he's like gonna do it, there won't be nearly as much. Like there won't be people waiting as long as they did. Like you're not gonna wait all day for that performance.
They're gonna be let down. They know what happened last time. How are you going to expect him, even if he's like, no, I promise I'm going to do my set? Like,
yeah.
Well, you're going to stand half backstage. You're not even going to be on the stage for people to see you. Like, it's just crazy. Really absurd.
Yeah, big time.
I can't support him anymore.
Yeah, Noah was going to go.
Hard stance.
I'm a huge fan of his music, but it's like
same.
A lover scorned.
Unfortunately, but fortunately, have seen him multiple times, and he was fantastic. But you know,
Yeah.
He's a talented man.
Must be nice.
he is. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Do you love aviators but hate how they always get tangled in your hair? Shady Rays has these new tangle-free aviators. I'm holding them in my hands right now. They are great. It's the classic aviator look without the messy hair because of their custom patent-pending nose piece that they designed specifically to avoid tangling. So I can put them on my face like I'm doing right now, slide them up to the top of my head. No worries. I can take them on and off. Nothing gets stuck, which is honestly was the most annoying thing about aviators. You would pull your hair out. It would hurt. But these frames are lightweight. They also feel very high-end, so we love the shine on the frame, the bright lenses. They have it all. These tangle-free aviators are one of Shady Rays' hottest sunglasses right now. They've already sold out multiple times, but they are back in stock now, including the Calamessa Rose Gold frame. Plus, Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements. So if you lose or break a pair, even on day one, they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com/tangle-free and use code CHICKS for 30% off their best-selling tangle-free aviator and much more. Save before they sell out and try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people at shadyrays.com/tangle-free.
Other live stream debacles was Netflix Sunday
I
night.
saw the music stuck in my head.
Fucking Netflix, how embarrassing. Like, not gonna lie, we were all joking
Actually
at first,
embarrassing.
but seriously embarrassing of Netflix to not be able to get a live stream up for the Love is Blind reunion that everybody was waiting for. I actually had been waiting too long because I thought it was the week before on freaking Easter. I thought that the Love is Blind reunion was
I hope
on.
they don't do
so
this
I was
again.
extra waiting. 8 p.m. food ordered at the exact time that Love is Blind is going to be on. Like, me and Marty are like, all right, perfect. We got our day set. We did everything. We got to get done. Order food 8 p.m. Go right into Succession at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Maybe we'll go for a little walk outside right before bed. It's so beautiful out. We were like, this has fucked up our entire night. Like, we are now in shambles, and everyone's just watching the waiting symbol. That freaking music, because you're like, I don't want to shut it off, put something else on. What if it comes on? Netflix at 8 o'clock tweets 15 minutes. It'll be worth the wait with a picture of Arena.
Yeah.
I was gonna tweet if an execution doesn't go down Game of Thrones style, it wasn't worth the wait. But I thought I'd get kicked off Twitter, so I didn't tweet that. But insane.
Yeah, it was insane, and it really was. I mean, look, clearly they did not have the infrastructure to handle a stream of this caliber, it feels like, because people all across the world were trying to watch. Like, I saw Joey King post a TikTok where she was like, woke up at 3 a.m. to watch the Love is Blind reunion. Like, people all over the world were trying to watch this. They did not have the ability to get it going.
Devin just said that Netflix deleted their 15 minutes late tweet.
Yeah,
cowards.
and then they never posted after that. It was never like the only thing they posted after was like this apology that made it seem like somebody died. Like, it was just like it was an apology. Like, I know you've all been waiting. Like, we swear this will be available later. Like, we had to record people to come out on stage at the event because it was a live audience is there. So they had to be like, okay, we're gonna record. Don't post anything because it's not gonna be on later. And then it worked for some people and did not work for others. So, like, Ria did not watch any
I didn't get to watch any of it.
I watched, I think, almost all of it because when I finally got it to work, but it was so confusing because I got it to work, but Netflix is tweeting like, oh, it'll be available later. So I'm like, what am I watching? Like, do they know that people can watch?
You like feel wrong. You're like watching with one eye open like this. You're like hiding.
I'm like, do they think that they're just recording and they don't know that there are people, like, a lot of people were watching.
They were.
So it was all kind of a giant mess. And at the end of the day, as a whole, I think a lot of people weren't able to watch it. So I don't really want to like spoil too much about it. However, it was, in my opinion, it's just sometimes like it was not worth it to do a live reunion. I think just do a regular reunion, film more of it, have more questions. Jackie was not there, which is absolutely insane. I want a legit reason for why Jackie was not there, because in my mind I'm like, how does she get away with not showing up? Is crazy to me. And the drama, it's just Love Is Blind has to figure out their release. Like, they're messing with different things, right? It's like, oh, previous seasons they've gone so long without them in between airing the season. People are waiting so long. They've been married for months. Then they film this reunion, or now they're like, oh, we'll do it live, like really amp up the drama. But really, for so many of these couples, the audience is all living through this right now. So we want to see things hashed out. Like, we want to see conversations about these events. Meanwhile, the contestants are like, you know, it's been a year and we've all kind of moved past this and we're over it. And it's like, okay, but we're not over it. So
they should film the reunion basically right after they film, and then just put it out all at once. And like,
they just have to cut the time of how long it takes for these things to come out. They really do. Like, it needs to come out way faster. They cannot be waiting like 6 months plus to put these shows out, because for these people to be like, oh, it's actually been a year. Like, Jackie and Josh were like, you know, yeah, we've been together for a year. Like, what are we for? That's so hard for me to understand, because it's like, oh, we just watched it. But that's why it's disappointing, because they have moved on. So it's like, okay, I get them not wanting to rehash all this stuff, but it makes the reunion feel really disappointing, because you're not really getting the drama. And Vanessa Lachey drives me absolutely nuts. She talks over the contestants. She talks over Nick. Nick couldn't get a word in. I felt like Nick, he did the perfect match. Yes, by himself. Just give him the job by himself. She just, as a person, I'm sure she is absolutely lovely, but she talks over everybody. She cuts people off. She is pointed at like who she presses and who she doesn't. Like, she pressed Paul pretty hard. She pressed Irina. She pressed Marshall. Jackie and Josh, they filmed a whole separate interview with just Vanessa and Jackie and Josh on a screen. And she was like, you guys are so cute. Like, it was like, wait a second. Jackie didn't have to answer to anything. And then she was kind of giving Marshall a hard time. So it was like, in my mind, I'm like, does she know something that we don't know here? Like, what is happening? Maybe she does. I don't know. It was just, it felt very bizarre to me. And then on top of that, every year she does this, she is so annoying about when these people are going to have children that it's borderline inappropriate. Yeah. Like, I get uncomfortable watching, and I'm not in the room. Like, you don't know what's going on in any of those people's lives. She brought it up multiple times, and at the end literally made them all go around in a circle and like be like, okay, Tiffany and Brett, when are you gonna have a baby? When are you gonna have a baby? When are you like? Yeah. And it was just like, you don't know what's going on in these people's lives.
You have no idea whether they can, they can't. You don't know if they want kids at all.
It's
a bizarre.
She really hyper focuses on that and brings it up multiple times, where it's like, that's. We can't be doing that.
I feel like we're past the times of like people get married and have kids right away. Like, that doesn't have to be the case. People can get married, enjoy themselves together for a while, and then they have kids a little bit later on. Like,
there's a way to ask about your future. Like, I get she's the host. She wants to ask these couples like what they have planned, but there's a way to ask that without being like, babies, when are you guys having babies? We need a Love Is Blind baby. Like, it's like, whoa. Yeah. Whoa. They had Bartiz come onto the screen holding his baby, be like, when is everybody having babies?
It's like all right. I don't know if he's the role model.
Exactly. Like, it was just, I don't know.
It's not like he ended up in a lovely couple on Love Is Blind and had a baby.
Yeah. I don't know. It was bizarre. So I just,
at the end of the day,
people are going to watch it. You can still watch all of it, see people answer, and who like tried to at least spice it up a little bit. I thought Micah kind of got off the hook a little bit. I think Micah got a lot of shit, which maybe, you know, some was deserved, some wasn't. But like the Mean Girls stuff, Micah like barely had to answer to. So it was kind of bizarre.
But if anybody needs to answer to anything, it's Micah's friend. Yeah. Because that girl, Shelby, she's a problem.
Shelby wasn't there, obviously.
Shelby's a problem. And at the end of the day, absolutely stunned that Kwame and Chelsea are married.
Stunned.
They did not give an accurate portrayal of their relationship, I think, because they seemed to be happy and married. Clearly, we weren't given an accurate depiction of what was going on because, my gosh, I was stunned.
Yeah.
And I'm stunned they're still together.
Micah and Paul, I just, from the beginning, never felt like they were super compatible. And they tried to figure it out and it didn't work, which I'm glad that Paul did make that decision because I do think it was for the best for them for sure. And although Paul, like I said, I'm trying to do. Oh well, that was in the final. That wasn't even the reunion. If people haven't watched the reunion, but after the wedding, Paul was like, I couldn't see her like being a mother, which was that's a fucking ruthless line.
Really
I'm not
rude.
gonna lie. He tried to re-explain it in a way that did kind of make sense, but Paul, the way Paul operates is just different because it does feel like he is very logical and kind of lacks empathy. And so it's just like he says what he's thinking. He's like, well, I just thought that I couldn't see the two of us, having children together. And it's like, okay, that's
more
fair.
sense,
like that's valid.
Saying someone you can't see them as a mother is quite an insult.
The way he phrased it was very, very unfortunate. But yeah, Netflix majorly dropped the ball on this one because so many people still can't watch it. They tried to put it on this morning. They couldn't watch it.
I couldn't watch Netflix at all. Not only could I not watch Netflix, I couldn't. Anytime I clicked on anything, it wouldn't play.
You had to finagle the system, or the live button disappeared. You'd had to go into the actual episodes, click on the reunion, and then I had to you had to try and fast forward and then press the live button, and it that's how I got it to work, but it still was
I tried to do all of that, but I couldn't do any of it, and it was quite frustrating. I'll have to watch this week, but ended up watching Succession, so that was nice.
Which I didn't watch. We flip-flopped. So you watched Succession, I watched Love is Blind reunion.
I had tweeted, if these two things are on at the same time, I'm watching Love is Blind, because I can't watch Succession. I need a clear head when I watch Succession. I like to pay attention fully, phone down to the whole thing. Couldn't do that with Love is Blind in the back of my head, but I gave up on Love is Blind. I could not get it to play for the life of me. And so I watched Succession, and it was, once again, great, obviously.
Yeah.
But that wraps it up.
Yes, it does.
Pink Whitney has an awesome giveaway happening. Their Springcation Sweeps. One lucky winner will receive an epic South Beach, Florida Springcation for them and 3 friends. 12 secondary prize winners will receive home staycation prize packs from the Pink Whitney team. Grand prize winner will stay in an Airbnb house tricked out in Pink Whitney style. They'll take on a day-long cruise around South Beach Harbor and receive a chauffeured ride for a night out. All they have to do is show up ready to paint the town pink. All you need to do is enter your contact info, show off a photo of your ultimate springcation, and describe your ideal spring getaway. Enter anytime before April 25th. Enter at pinkwhitney.com today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another game of Beat Ria and Fran. This is game 73, and we are joined by the lovely Kristen and Nicole. They have met Francesca before at a Jonas Brothers concert, which is not shocking, but we are excited to have you guys here. Clearly, you are Jonas Brothers fanatics, so maybe we'll get some questions about that. We shall see.
You'll get it. If I was thinking about that this morning when I was thinking about trivia, because we've lost 3 games in a row, and now I'm really in my head about it. And I was thinking, I bet Noah's going to put a Jonas Brothers lyrics question in here, or some kind of lyrics question, because he knows I'm so bad at lyrics.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But welcome to the show, ladies, and we'll start off.
Oh yeah, we'll go through the rules quick. 15 questions, 15 rounds. If you get a question wrong, the other team can steal. Whoever's the most points at the end wins. That easy to determine who goes first. Noah's going to give us a movie. We're going to guess the Rotten Tomato score, critics score, whoever is the closest. That team will get to go first. Everyone gets their own individual guess. We'll alternate guesses. So, Noah, what is today's movie?
Today's movie, shout out Caitlin from Suffield, Connecticut. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay.
That's a good one.
One of you goes first.
All right, Kristen, you got this. All right, I'll go first. I'm going to go high. I'm going to say 80.
I'm going to go 92 because he won that Oscar.
True.
I guess I'll go strategy. I think it's high, so I'm gonna go 87.
I don't know why I have it in my head that his performance was so great, but I don't know if people thought the movie as a whole was so great.
Yeah.
I guess that's also
I didn't like it.
That's my own personal thoughts about the movie. So I'm going to give it I'm going to give it a 71.
What did you give it, Ria?
92.
Yeah, Fran's the closest. It's 60.
Wow. Interesting.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it's like Caitlin who sent it in said it was like the lowest Oscar-winning Rotten Tomatoes score.
Interesting. Yeah, I really didn't like that movie.
I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
He was great in it.
He
but
was
the
great.
movie
I mean, that's
great.
kind of like if Ana de Armas actually won for Blonde, people would have been like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, question number 1 to Ria and Fran. Shout out Kelsey from Philly. What is the name of the soap opera Joey stars in Friends?
Days of Our Lives. Right?
Is it it's one that's actually on, right? Like it's a real name of one?
I think it's Days of Our Lives.
I don't know, so I would go with your initial first gut.
I'm going Days of Our Lives. Final answer.
Correct.
Thank God.
Initial gut.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
It came out
Whatever
right
pops
away,
into your
and I
mind-
just wasn't.
Whatever pops into your mind first, we're going with.
All right. 1-0, Ria and Fran. This is question number 2 to Kristen and Nicole. Shout out Jen from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. What actress appeared in season 1 of all of these shows? Friday Night Lights, 911, and American Horror Story.
Connie Britton.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Yes.
Final answer.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, tied up at 1. Question number 3 to Ria and Fran. Shout out Kate from Massachusetts. In Real Housewives of New Jersey, Teresa insults Caroline by writing in her cookbook, Caroline is as Italian as blank.
Oh no, I don't remember.
I don't remember. Is Italian as Italian as?
I don't remember.
What,
Caroline is as Italian
what's something that's like?
as... I know. I don't know.
15 seconds.
I don't know.
I have no idea. Oh.
I don't know. I don't
5
even have
seconds.
a guess.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I got nothing.
To Kristen and Nicole.
I don't
This
know.
is Housewives are our weak spot. We
Yeah.
we don't really follow them.
You don't watch it.
Phew.
What's something that's fake Italian?
I have no idea. As Italian as maybe like something knockoff, like a knockoff brand. Like
Yeah. I don't know.
I have no idea.
No idea. No.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have a guess on this one.
Okay.
Nope.
Is it like a pasta sauce?
Olive Garden.
That's a good one. That would make
That
sense.
tracks.
Damn.
That tracks.
Damn. I was trying to think restaurant. I couldn't even. Olive Garden's so low on the list. That's
I don't think I've ever been.
Never
to Olive
been.
Garden. Yeah.
Neither have I.
I have
Same.
one time, a long time ago.
Okay, still tied up at 1, and this is question number 4 to Kristen and Nicole. Shout out Rachel from Chaska, Minnesota.
Nice.
What did Kevin Jonas's character in the first Camp Rock movie want Joe Jonas's character to make him while at camp?
A birdhouse.
Yeah.
They
Final
know
answer.
that.
These Joe
Okay.
Bro fanatics
They
got it.
know that.
Correct.
Yes.
It's a
I was
layup.
concerned. I thought it was going to be a question I didn't know. And I would have
there
been
you
so
go.
mad if it was
Okay.
Jonas Brothers.
2-1. Kristen and Nicole. This is question number 5 to Ria and Fran. Shout out Emily from Kyle, Texas. That confused me when she sent the email because I was like, is her name Kyle? And then I looked it up and I'm like, it's a
That's a
town.
place, yeah.
Which actress has never played a character that was married to Adam Sandler's character? A. Kate Beckinsale. B. Kristen Wiig. C. Idina Menzel. D. Queen Latifah.
So So definitely Queen Latifah, because that was the latest one. Idina Menzel.
Why do
Who
I
was
think
he married to in Click?
I don't remember. Click was Eva No.
Was it?
Was it Eva Mendes?
I don't know.
15
Kristen,
I don't
seconds.
remember
Kristen Wiig?
I feel like it's Kristen Wiig. I don't remember them being married ever. Let's go Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
All right, Kristen Wiig.
Final answer.
Correct.
Nice.
Kate Beckinsale is Click.
Okay,
Oh,
Beckinsale is
Beckinsale.
Click.
Idina Menzel is Uncut Gems.
Why was I thinking
duh.
Eva Mendes? I was thinking the other guys, Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
All right, tied up at 2. It's question number 6 to Kristen and Nicole. Shout out Michelle and Lori from Ontario. In what city do Daisy Jones and the Six perform their last concert?
Chicago.
Final answer.
Correct. Wow, we got a
I'm
shootout
obsessed.
here,
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Gosh, I got Ajita.
All right,
That show is so good.
So good.
Yeah.
3-2, Kristen and Nicole, and this is to Ria and Fran. Shout out Carly from Boston. What movie are these 3 characters in together? Jason Bateman, Leslie Mann, Olivia Wilde.
Jason Bateman.
What movie are these? The Breakup? No, not the Breakup. Not the Breakup.
Oh.
The Change Up. The Change Up.
The Change Up. Is Leslie Mann in The Change Up? That's the one with Jennifer Aniston, right?
Yeah.
What was the last person?
Jason Bateman,
No, the Jennifer Aniston is
Leslie
in the
Mann,
Breakup.
Olivia Wilde.
The Change Up.
I know.
5
But
seconds.
maybe she's also in that one. I think let's go with the Change Up.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Time is up.
The Change
I can't
Up.
think of anything else.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because Olivia Wilde, I remember
Who's
seeing
the
that when I
female
was.
lead in The Change Up?
It's
Is
Olivia
Liv-
Wilde
it
and
is?
Leslie Mann. Olivia Wilde's like Ryan Reynolds' girlfriend.
Yeah.
Leslie Mann's Chase Bateman's wife.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen that movie.
Oh, it's a
I
great
remember
movie.
seeing it when I was like in high school, and that I was like, oh my God, Olivia Wilde is stunning.
Yeah.
Okay. Tied up at 3. This is question number 8 to Kristen and Nicole. Shout out Brianna from South Jersey. Name the 5 Taylor Swift albums which do not have a title track, aka they don't have a song with the name of the album title.
Ooh.
Okay, 1989.
What about like her
Debut.
debut album? Yeah.
Debut Taylor Swift. Folklore.
Okay.
15 seconds.
2 more.
Evermore.
All right.
And wait, there's one more, right?
10
Yeah.
seconds.
Midnights. Midnights doesn't have a song called Midnights.
3 seconds.
All right.
Okay.
So you want to say
final
it back again,
answer?
Kristen? Yeah.
Read 'em
Okay.
off.
1989.
Debut.
Debut.
Evermore.
Evermore, Folklore. Oh wait, Reputation.
Okay, I
Reputation
think
is
we
a-
have to cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a Ria and Fran.
Okay, so 1989,
Self-titled.
self-titled Taylor Swift, Reputation.
I think Evermore has a song called Evermore.
I do think
so
so.
Folklore and Midnights.
Midnights, doesn't Midnights have Midnights?
Midnight Rain.
Oh, okay, Midnights then.
Yeah.
So Midnights, 1989, Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
the self-titled,
Yeah.
Folklore and
Reputation.
Reputation.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Correct.
Nice.
All right.
Evermore does have a song called
Okay.
Evermore.
I didn't think it was called Evermore for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah. I'll triple check, but
I'm pretty sure.
it's
I can see it
That's
lowercase.
hard.
I can see it lowercase in my mind, like all the
Yeah.
other lowercase
yeah,
songs.
Evermore featuring Bon
Yep.
Iver. Bon Iver.
Bon Iver.
Okay. 4-3, Ria and Fran. And this question is to them. Question number 9, shout out Logan from Arizona. Drake has 5 time and place songs. Name 3 of them.
4 p.m. in Calabasas, 5 a.m. in Toronto, and 6. Oh shit. Okay, 4 p.m. in Calabasas, 5 a.m. in Toronto,
10
6 p.m.
5 seconds.
Oh no.
I have no idea.
3.
I can't help you at all.
2, 1.
6 p.m. in Canada.
All right, 2. Kristen and Nicole.
I don't think we're gonna be much better at this.
Yeah.
I mean, Ria seemed pretty confident in the first 2. Can we think of like a random city with 6 p.m. that he's been to?
No idea.
15 seconds.
Let's just do you have any like actual guesses, Kristen?
No.
4 p.m. in Calabasas, 5 a.m. in Toronto, 6 p.m. in LA.
Okay.
Final answer.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
6 p.m. in New York.
That's
That's a great one too. It's not if you're reading this.
Honestly, process of elimination, like
The 5
that would have either guessed LA or New
4 p.m. in
York.
Calabasas is my favorite. Then 5 a.m.
I
in
love
Toronto.
5 a.m. in Toronto. 5 a.m. Toronto, 7 a.m. on Bridle Path, 9 a.m. in Dallas, 4 p.m. in Calabasas, 6 p.m. in New York.
Damn it.
Yep. I didn't even know he had that many songs with the time and place. That was
4 p.m. in
breaking
Calabasas is a
breaking
sneaky
news to
favorite
me.
Drake song of mine because he goes, I beep twice, see Kris Jenner, and I wave. It's one of my favorite lines.
Okay, still 4-3, Ria and Fran. This is question number 10 to Kristen and Nicole. I'm going to play a movie clip, and you tell me what movie it's from.
But still, do you ever feel like just kind of, I'm waving the white flag on marriage, that's it?
No, it's like math. When you get a problem wrong, you just don't give up on it. Keep trying till you get it right.
Huh.
That doesn't even
I feel like I don't recognize either of those voices.
I don't recognize the voices at all.
Are you able to play it again, Noah?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
But still, do you ever feel like just kind of, I'm waving the white flag on marriage, that's it?
No, it's like math. When you get a problem wrong, you just don't give up on it. Keep trying till you get it right.
Okay,
I think
5
that might be Owen
seconds.
Wilson. 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Midnight in Paris? I don't know.
I was gonna say that or Hall Pass.
Time is up.
Let's go Midnight in Paris.
And
Final answer.
Marry me.
Marry me.
With Owen Wilson.
Owen
Jennifer
Wilson.
Lopez.
Oh!
J-Lo. Marry me. Final answer.
Correct.
Oh,
no.
you like sneaky really liked that movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. Noah sneaky really liked Marry Me.
Okay, 5-3, Ria and Fran. And this is question number 11 to them. Shout out Abby from Texas. At the beginning of the movie The Princess Diaries, Anne Hathaway's character, Mia, has to debate the negative side of what argument?
Oh no.
I don't remember at all.
Negative side of what argument?
10 seconds.
School uniforms. Keeping the school uniform.
Oh.
School uniforms. Final answer. Yeah.
I think I'll take that.
I mean, she debates like
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
it's whether or not they should
Yeah,
keep
it
school
is, it
uniforms.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had like casual dress Friday. That they wrote casual dress Friday as the answer.
I
That's
feel
school
that's-
uniform, I
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
I would have said the same thing, yeah.
Okay.
Wow, nice.
Yes,
Still
6-3.
beating myself up over that Drake question.
because the cool kids obviously want to casual Fridays.
All right, 6-3, Ria and Fran. This is question number 12 to Kristen and Nicole.
I was team uniform.
I loved uniform.
Same.
I never had to wear one.
Just made it easy.
So easy.
Shout out,
Yeah, I went to all-girls school, so.
Exactly.
shout out Lizzie and Ren from College Station, who did let me know they'll be at the Dallas show.
They will.
Fuck
They
yeah.
did. They did post that on their Instagram
Yeah.
story. I shared
Hell
it.
yeah, Lizzie and Ren.
You know what? I think we should put this out there. We might have to play them in trivia
So
because we know that it would be they would be good.
Yeah, they would. They
You know?
definitely would.
But you can't take any of their
Noah
questions.
can't take
Also,
their
she
other
said,
questions.
I forget which one, but one of them's flying in from like Michigan.
Yeah, we
Oh
may
my God,
actually have to
amazing.
have that, like, put it out there. Like,
Okay.
we may have to verse them, and they've submitted so many fucking
many
questions.
Yeah, hundreds. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, and just giving me life updates.
Yeah.
Question number 12. Shout out Lizzie and Ren, and this is to Kristen and Nicole. What NBA player does Dave write a song about in the show Dave?
Show Dave. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh. I feel like
Who's an NBA player? It's like
Michael Jordan, Steph
Yeah.
Curry, Kevin Durant.
10 seconds.
I feel like it's probably either Michael Jordan or Steph Curry.
okay, let's go with Michael Jordan then, I guess.
All right. Final answer.
Incorrect.
Okay, can you repeat the question?
What NBA player does Dave write a song about in the show Dave?
Was this in the second season? Because I didn't watch second season.
I don't
remember that being in the
at
first
all.
season.
LeBron? I have no idea. Would it have been a Sixer?
10 seconds.
Oh, maybe Larry Bird, because his nickname is Bird.
5 seconds.
Let's go Larry Bird.
Final answer.
Incorrect. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh,
Remember?
Oh,
shit.
okay, actually.
Yes,
now it's
I
ringing a bell.
actually, yep. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Yep. Fuck.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever even heard of that show.
It's Lil
No,
Dicky.
see.
You know Lil Dicky?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's his show.
I always remember the Full House episode with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes.
Okay, 6-3 Ria and Fran. This question's to them. Kristen and Nicole are going to have to get all the questions left right to tie it up. Shout out Shannon from Atlanta. What actress plays Jess's mom on New Girl?
I can't even picture her face.
I think it's Jamie Lee Curtis.
I don't remember.
10 seconds.
Jamie Lee Curtis, final answer.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, that seals the victory.
Yes,
Woohoo,
yes.
Thank God.
We're
Oh my
back.
God. That was
job,
dangerous
guys.
for a little bit. It was
Yeah.
very dangerous. Whew.
Okay, we got
sad to lose, but happy to see your streak.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was trying to win.
Okay, we have 2 more questions. Question number 14 to Kristen and Nicole. Shout out Ashley from Hawaii. In the movie She's All That, what's the famous quote Lainey says to Zach when she realizes their relationship is fake?
Nicole, this is your favorite movie.
What?
You love this movie.
When? I feel like I've seen it once.
15 seconds.
Something like, was this all a game to you?
Yeah.
Was this a joke? Was I just some
Five
dumb
seconds.
bet? I feel like that's like.
Time
All right. Was
is
I
up.
just some dumb bet? Final answer.
Wait, say that again?
Was I just some dumb bet? Final answer.
I'm going to give that to you.
It's close,
But that's not it. I'm
Was-
a bet. I'm a
was I a
fucking
bet?
bet.
Was I a
Okay.
fucking bet? Because she drops that F-bomb
Yeah.
that really like hit hard for a 90s teen movie.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
like, whoa, they were allowed
Was
to
I
do
a
that?
fucking bet?
Was I a
Yeah.
fucking bet?
Okay.
Hey, it's
yeah.
I mean, you can give
well,
it.
yes.
You can
Well, it
give
was
it.
just like,
but
you know, just
but
because
it's
the game's
not
over.
But if
Yes.
this was real trivia
For
like
sure.
that,
If
but
it-
we
if
can
it-
give it. We can give it. We're not going to get technical.
Well,
but
you know-
The
that
game was
the,
not already over. Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But
Okay.
yes, very close.
You were on the right path. Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, final question to Ria and Fran. Shout out Sarah from Chicago, but about to graduate grad school in Florida. So she said it's up to you to pick which city. I'm just going to read.
The whole
Full.
thing. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. So currently living in Florida, but from Chicago.
Yeah. Okay. What is the name of the true crime podcast that Mabel, Charles, and Oliver were fans of before starting their own podcast?
Shit.
Um.
It's the one Tina Fey does.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
It's not going to come to me.
Something in Tulsa?
No.
No? Something from Oklahoma. Wasn't it like, or was it just a,
All right. Time is up.
I can't remember.
You went really quick on that time.
Kristen and Nicole.
Yeah, I think he's trying to speed us
that
through that.
wasn't
The Tulsa one was in the second season, I think.
I thought it had something to do with Oklahoma too. That was the
Yeah.
first thing that came to my mind. Like, something like Oklahoma Woods, like murder in Oklahoma.
10 seconds.
Yeah, but I think it was a different one. I don't know.
What do
Yeah,
you want to go with?
murder in Oklahoma. Oh, sure.
Incorrect. It's Oklahoma is right, but all is not okay in Oklahoma.
Yeah, all
That's
is
what
not
it was.
okay in Oklahoma.
I wouldn't have gotten that. All right.
All
That was
right.
a good
We were
game.
close. We were
It
close.
was a shootout for a while. Thank you guys so
was
much
a
for
good
playing.
Well done, ladies.
Yes, very well done.
Thank
It was
you,
so
guys.
nice meeting you guys.
Yes, definitely
Nice to meet
competitive,
you.
fun. Thank you. And please send your addresses and sizes to Noah so we can send you guys some merch for playing with us.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you guys for coming on. Nice meeting you.
Thanks, guys. So nice to meet you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
We have an awesome interview with Lisa Ann Walters. She is an absolute blast. You guys are going to love it. But guys, sometimes the days can get so crazy that you forget to make time for fun. When that happens, you've got to choose to chill. So go ahead, say yes to midweek happy hours and catching the game after work. And while you're at it, enjoy an ice cold Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. It's the only beer out there that's literally made to chill. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. So make sure you're cracking open a Coors Light. There's playoff basketball on right now. The Sixers are playing. So for me, when I may be watching at home or heading out to the bar to watch, I am grabbing a nice ice cold Coors Light. So when you choose to chill, pair your plans with an ice cold Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. Celebrate responsibly, of course, from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We have the wonderful and hilarious Lisa Ann Walter here in studio, which is amazing. We're super excited. We are massive fans of you, and Abbott Elementary is one of my favorites. It's become my ultimate comfort show.
Yeah.
Which we need.
Yeah. A lot of people say, hi, how are you?
Yes.
Are
Hello.
you talking to?
Yes. Yes.
Hi
Both
to
of
both
us.
of you. I think you're both my paisans. So
Yeah,
how you doing?
yes.
Sisters. Bam. People say that a lot, and it makes me feel really good because my daughter, when she was a kid, she would have trouble falling asleep, and she would put on her comfort movies, which, by the way, none of mine ever.
Yeah.
Never one of something I'm in, but she would put on like Jerry Maguire or the old Grease musical with, John Travolta. And that made her feel good and made her feel safe, and she would go to sleep. And now I hear people are doing that with, all throughout the years I used to hear The Parent Trap.
Yeah.
But now I hear Abbott Elementary. Like, people just watch it because it feels like they feel like they're family with us. They
Yes.
feel like we're part of them and they're part of us, and just feels good.
I think for us, it's definitely both Abbott Elementary and The Parent Trap.
Yeah,
like,
yes,
if you're going to sleep and you throw on a movie, you're like, The Parent Trap always plays.
I think I can quote the entirety of The Parent Trap.
Which, by the way, I have to bring this up.
Yeah.
Do people call you Jessie instead of Chessie?
Yeah, 100%. That was a thing where
Thank
people
God.
were like, "My whole life has been a lie."
Yes.
Like, I had no
she
idea.
went through that. She went through that about a year ago.
Because think about it. First of all, what the hell kind of name is Chessie?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, if you don't see it written, this is before everybody was on the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would hear it, and you're on the movie. It sounds like Jessie.
Yeah.
So why would you think it was anything else? Apparently, it was short for Francesca, which was Chessie was the nickname of a designer friend of Nancy Meyers.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from.
Did you try to make Chessie happen? Her name's Francesca.
I'm Francesca. I am a Francesca. I think I might have. Well, there was my phase in middle school. I went through like Cheska.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. But nobody ever said Chess.
No, Chess. No, Chess.
What did they call? So they called you Fran.
I became Fran. Yeah.
I wanted to name my daughter Francesca. For real. Honest to God. That was the name I had picked out from the time I was little.
Yeah.
Like when you play a game where you're like, what are you going to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
What kind of house? What kind of car are you going to live in? What are your kids' names? Francesca. And then I married a dude whose last name was Baum. I'm like, not Francesca Baum. That's
Francesca Baum.
It's just reaching.
Yeah.
And we were so young at the time when we had our first that he was just coming up with joke names.
Yeah.
Like, if we have a son, we should name him Adam.
Yeah. Franny Baum is kind of fun though.
Franny.
Yeah, Franny Baum.
That's just like
You sound like an
she's-
old Jewish
yeah.
grandma in Miami.
You know
You're
she's
just-
going to be a good time.
Yeah. Franny Baum. Franny Baum. She plays mahjong.
Franny Baum's
She's
coming over.
incredible. She makes a kugel. I want to tell you.
Yeah. That is very funny. I know she had a
I did
moment
have
where
that revelation.
we were recording and she was like, "Did you know that
People
her
can't
name
believe.
is Chessie?"
Did you know the little Parent Trap secret about my twins?
No.
I have identical twins,
Oh wait, maybe.
born on the same
October 10th?
birthday, October 11th.
October
the
11th.
birthday of the twins in the Parent Trap.
It's foreshadowing.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
No, they came 3 years after.
Yeah.
When were they born? We did the movie in 97. We got the 25th anniversary coming up this year.
Yeah.
And the twins were born 3 years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
Weird.
is weird.
very
That is really weird.
They put a hex on me.
Yeah. Well, Abbott Elementary, we're in the second season, and I will say, I feel like there's so much drama and darkness on TV. So a lot of times, like all the craziness. So like I'll watch, whether you're watching like an episode of The Last of Us or something, and you're like, it's like the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And you're
it's rough.
And you're like, one Abbott Elementary before I go to bed. Like that's what's so great about it. And my family, my dad's whole side are all South Jersey, big Philadelphia fans.
Yeah.
So like Melissa Schmenti is
your people.
Is my people.
Yes.
Like it's so perfect. I was just joking with my sister last night. I was like, I feel like she's gonna come in and I'm gonna want to be like, so what do you think about the Eagles next season? I'm like totally thinking it's the real person.
Go Eagles. Every time I go, it's like, well, hon. I go right into the character.
Right into it.
It's people. The best compliment I get is people like you're talking about family. They're like, oh, she's from, she's from there. She's, and I'm not. It's acting.
Yeah.
But I work really hard at it because I know how important it is for people from a really proud, area, neighborhood, that you get it right.
Yeah.
And my people are Sicilian. That's not made up.
Yeah.
So, when you see stuff, and I'll get people like text or tweet to me stuff like, she said coolie. Nobody ever says coolie.
I always say coolie.
Because that's because it's coolie.
I have my boyfriend saying it now too. He's like, like just as a joke, like, oh, I'm like, oh, you just grabbed my coolie.
Yeah, and you know what? People are like, oh, you can't say that. I'm like, it means butt.
Yeah.
It's just cool. My mother used to say coolie, coolets, and then she'd go to bite it. But they had it written as in one of the scripts. They had culo. And I think, and they were trying, because they were like, they probably looked it up.
Yeah.
Oh, Italian, cool. I was like, no, we say coolie.
Because I'm Sicilian, and Sicilian has like
Paisan.
exactly. They have a slang. So my mom speaks fluent Sicilian,
It's
but
not the same. It doesn't sound like Italian.
Than Italian.
Yeah, they don't say, and people don't understand. They are like, oh, it's Italian. You say this. And they had one of the characters that came in, the girl who plays my sister, they had it written in Italian. And I said, yeah, it's not. That has to be Sicilian.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not how you say it. You don't say bello. You say bedu.
Yeah.
So it's like a little rougher.
It's the different dialects.
Yeah,
So I have a Sicilian saying tattooed on my back with my 3 cousins and my 2 siblings.
Yeah.
That my grandma used to say all the
What'd
time.
she say?
Shadume, which is my breath.
Yeah.
But if you look it up, you're not gonna get.
You're not gonna say
You're
that.
not gonna get what it means.
No.
So I'm like, nobody ever looked this up because you're gonna think it says something totally different. But I know she used to write it on all her cards and stuff. So like, I know that's what it meant, but it's so different.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that is not. And it's not in the original script, but they don't mind when I throw it in. Like, I'll come into a scene and they'll be like, wait. And I'm like, Ashpet. And then they let me do it. I'm like, instead of saying this guy, can I say this jabroni?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
My parents are from New York. My mom was from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. My dad was from the Bronx. And then they moved when he went to grad school. They were in Pennsylvania. And then I grew up in the D.C. area. I grew up I grew up right outside of D.C. and then lived in D.C. proper and went to college there too.
And where are you now?
California.
California.
Been in California for, almost 30 years, like 28 years.
Wow.
That's crazy. I know.
And you like it
and
there,
I'm only
you're
like
obviously
37.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how that.
I did the math doesn't add up there, but
I'm in negative numbers weirdly.
And you went there and you stayed there, so
Yeah,
you like the difference because it's so different than where you're originally
No, it's not
from.
that. I
Really?
wouldn't be there. No. You could pay me to live there, except you can, because that's why I'm there. Because of work.
Yeah.
No, I'm an East Coast girl, I think. And I mean, there's great things about it. You can go to the mountains and ski, and in the same day, get in your car, drive 2 hours, you're at the beach, right? So there's good stuff. But there's crazy crap going on. You got, wildfires and earthquakes and a lot of stuff that goes in droughts. So it's nutty. But I went out when I was doing stand up out of New York. I lived in Jersey. I just had a baby right after I moved here to be an actor. And that's what I did in D.C., like in college.
Yeah.
And I acted off Broadway for a very brief period of time. Then I got knocked up. And that turned out to be something I did very well because I have 4 kids. My vagina's a clown. Thank you. These are the jokes. So, so I started doing stand-up when my kid was like a year old. And I came in and I started working at the showcase clubs in Manhattan, like Catch a Rising Star and Caroline's, which is just closed, and the Comic Strip, which is my home club.
Our poster is from, we did a show at Caroline's.
Oh,
you can't see the bottom of it, but that's,
Yeah.
and then it's sad because now it's gone.
I know. And I just saw her, by the way, Caroline, that, who started the club. I mean, these were like all my home clubs.
Yeah.
So, and then I traveled all around the country for like 7-8 years, and I got an off. There were hardly any female comics then. It's not like now,
Right.
where at every sorority, the funniest girl is like, oh, she's the comic, and then she gets on stage and
Everyone's
does 15
comedian.
minutes about blowjobs, and she has a career. But I was the only one doing blowjob material in those days. But I was
You
also
got in there early.
Exactly. Head of the rush. But I was also a mom, and there were hardly any moms doing stand. There were not a lot of women. There were not a lot of women that had a husband that was going to say, oh, yeah, it's fine if you go on the road with a bunch of creepy comics and club owners and everybody's trying to get in your pants.
Yeah.
Which they did. It's not like now where that was against the rules.
Right.
I was gonna say I've heard stories. So the comics, they mingle.
Well, I remember Sarah Silverman started when I had been doing it when I was like at the clubs about 2-3 years. She came down very young. Like, I don't even think she was college age. She was like 18 or 19. She came down from New Hampshire, where she's from, and she started to get, like, as I went on the road, there was a like gossip, like that she was sleeping with comics. And I remember Catch out in Princeton. There was a location in Princeton, and the bartender said to me, yeah, like, so what? So she's, having some extracurricular fun. Who cares? She said last time she was here, oh, you're going to give me a hard time about it? I'm a comic. I hang out with comics. Who am I supposed to F?
Yeah.
Cocktail waitresses? Like, this is who I'm hanging out with.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm
These
like,
are my friends.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, sex positive. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you do the Comedy Store?
Comedy Store was, yes, that's the first club I did when I went out to the West Coast, but then Laugh Factory became my home club. So everybody has a home club, right? So Laugh Factory became the one that if people wanted to see me, they knew they could find me there.
Right.
But now that I'm on a hit show, I would do the Improv every once in a while, but now I do the Improv a lot, probably the most of any of the clubs. And audiences are different depending on where you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like each
totally.
comedy club back in the old days, your audience is too young to know about this club. But if you know Rodney Dangerfield, there was a club called Dangerfield's on the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
I called it the dark place.
Yeah.
Because it was all dudes. It was all comics. They all sat in the back of the room with just evilness emanating out of their soul. Like, it wasn't friendly.
Warm and welcoming.
And
Yeah.
the audiences weren't smart.
Right.
Like, if you wanted a smart audience, you'd go to the Cellar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You'd go, I mean, they were a little, snappity snap hipster woke, but you could go, if you wanted a club from all over the country, you'd go to Caroline's because there was a lot of tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every club has
Makes
different.
sense.
Yeah. So the store, I don't know. I think you get a mix.
Yeah.
Laugh Factory, you probably get the most people that are like, they just want to have a good time. They're not there to
Right.
think.
Because the Comedy Store, I feel like is such an interesting place because it seemed
Different
like
rooms, too.
There were different rooms,
Yeah.
and because I watched the documentary about it, and
Yeah.
it just seemed like it was so hard and like a little snobby at times, and then you never really,
It could be, but it depend. Back in the day, this is my understanding of it, because again, I played there, but then I came back to, that was just like when I was still touring. And then when I went out to star in TV shows, that was not my home club. But when I went over there after I think American Comedy Festival or whatever, American Comedy Awards, that's what it is, ACA. And Roseanne was there kind of holding court. And in those days, my show followed hers on the show that I started and created. Second show. First one was on Fox. This is the second one on ABC. And so my show followed hers. And she was really nice to me. Like, people are all like, oh, don't go talk to Roseanne. She's in a bad mood. I'm like, she's always in a bad. Have you listened to her act? I'm like,
it's just her personality.
yeah, it didn't scare me. And I went up and she was like, oh, you're great. Come here. And she was just very welcoming. So I know she's got a bum rap now and everything, but she was very supportive of female comics, very supportive. So she was always telling me, you should work at the store because Mitzi loves women and loves female comics. And it was true. Of all the clubs, comedy stores where they promoted the most women to like headlining spots.
Yeah. Right. What do you think New York or LA is better for comics now?
New York.
New York, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I've been, back doing stand-up again.
Yeah.
And I mean, I always did it. I never stopped. There are a couple years I stopped. I was married to an asshole guy who was like, comedy's not very feminine. Like, I'm the funny one. I'm like, you had the balls once. One time to get up on a stage.
You get up there and see how you do.
Yeah, let's tell some jokes, funny guy. So, never mind. We won't go down that road. It's done.
You're like,
so
tell us more about that.
Well, all right. So I was married twice. The first guy, lovely Jewish man. Turned out we had too much in common. He liked men. Thank you. The second one was a cheater, which is not technically a religion, but he practiced it like it was. So those are the jokes.
Devout.
Right. He was Orthodox is what he was. Orthodox pea hound. So so when I went back to doing stand-up, it was not like on the road because I was raising kids. I have 4 kids that I know of. My vagina's a clown car. Why did you put
everybody's
me in stand-up
welcome
mode? Right? Exactly.
I know.
Exactly. So so I started doing it again now because I'm like, I got time. I could develop an hour. Let me go out on the road because you can make dates and you're on a hit TV show. People give you a weekend, right? They know they're going to fill the club. So I was just down in Maryland. I went so far away from the point. I got to follow the breadcrumbs back. Hang on. What were we talking about? I went so far away, you guys.
I know.
New York, LA.
That's it. Thank you.
Yes.
God, she's good.
Yes.
Why New York is better.
New York is better.
So the guy who middled, a wonderful comic, Umar Khan. Look him up. He's very good, everyone. Yeah. But anyway, he's fantastic. And he said, what do you think? Where would I go if I wanted to? And he's happy doing it in the DC area, in the DMV. But I said New York. Because LA, it's incredibly hard to get a TV spot if you're not, to get a stand-up spot if you're not on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really hard. Like they want to put people on that are known.
Right.
So if you're working, that's the showcase rooms. There might be like an alternative day here and there. Even then, it's hard to get on at Largo unless you're like best friends with Patton Oswalt or Sarah.
Right.
So it's difficult to get spots. I think in New York, it's first of all it develops you. Yeah. It's really true. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. You better be funny.
They'll
let you know.
Yeah, they will let you know.
They will let you know. They're not there to mess around with their time.
Yeah.
Make them laugh.
Yeah.
Right? It's easier to get laughs around the country. And it's not like because they're dumb or anything like that. It's just that they're grateful that that comics that have really worked at the craft are coming to their town.
They're just happy to be there.
Yes, and in New York,
you could go see a comedy show any night.
You can go to anywhere, anything, any night,
yeah.
in any neighborhood. Yeah. You're like, I feel like having Thai food, a Swedish massage, and Korean barbecue.
Yeah,
and you could get all 3.
Yep,
at like 2 a.m.
Yep.
So we're spoiled in New York.
Exactly.
So you've really have been enjoying doing stand up again.
Yeah, I love it.
And
I love it.
How often are you
standing ovations? It's been a minute since I got a standing.
How often are you working on your set? Because I find it so interesting. Like I think what comedians do is impossible in some ways because, like you said, you're trying to make people laugh, and you have to basically sit with your own thoughts and come up with a set and get up there and just see what happens.
Well, I think like, I don't know if every comic's like that. There are people that are real technicians, like, Seinfeld, and people that are all into the words and, figuring out the, dropping this word, but adding this, and then the tag works. Like, we all do a version of that. But for me, it was always the ideas came first. And the idea was just, sometimes I could think a bit in my head, and from beginning to end, I knew what I was going to say. And I'd never gotten on stage and said any of it, but I knew I could get on stage, do the entire hunk, beginning to end, and how it would play and where it would get a laugh. And I was right, because I thought it funny.
Right.
And I knew what was, but most of the stuff that I started off doing was stuff I had to say. I had to talk about it. Nobody else was talking about the stuff that I was like, it has to be out there, it has to be said. And now it's even more of that because we're living in a complete Can I say shitstorm?
Yes.
Or do you need to
Yeah, you can
complete
absolutely.
shitstorm in this country
Yeah.
for women in particular.
Yeah.
For anybody who's marginalized. So there's a lot of stuff to say.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to incorporate Abbott Elementary into your jokes now, or do you try to separate the two?
You know what's funny is that I actually was thinking, because my audiences oftentimes have a lot of teachers, I was just thinking recently, I got to write some material. What was true that I started incorporating was that I learned from being active on social media that I have a really big lesbian following. I don't know whether it's Chessie, I'm gay, but I am a queer and lesbian poster girl, and I am here for it.
Yeah.
I'm 100% down. I'm like, listen,
It's like the,
I went to college. I'm not saying.
Did you watch Hacks? On
Yes,
HBO?
I loved Hacks.
The episode where she goes on a lesbian cruise.
Yeah, I
and then
think I'd be a little bit smarter
and then
about
she
it.
pisses them off.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But they know I'm an ally, so I think I think that's part of it. But there are things that you write towards because this is who's coming to see me.
Yeah.
But I also know that I get a lot of fans of Chessie,
Right.
or Jesse.
Yeah.
Personally, Jesse.
Jesse,
Yeah.
come on, let's be real. And so what I figured out that I had to do was at the beginning, because there were enough shows where I saw these young, beautiful faces like yours, like kind of go, huh? Like, what? It's not Jesse. I don't want to ruin anybody's childhood.
Right.
But, I have some kind of, I'd say I get blue.
Yeah.
So I tell them,
like,
I kind of warn them up front.
Bob Saget,
I was
going to
say the same thing. I was going to say the
exactly
same
right.
thing.
He
It's just-
was Danny Tanner.
Yeah.
And then you see
America's
him on
favorite dad.
Yeah, right.
And then he's talking about
the most
filching.
graphic stuff.
Felching?
Then
I don't know what it's called.
Then he's on Entourage.
Yeah.
And then we had him on our show a couple of times.
Oh,
and
God, I can't even imagine.
He tried to play the Danny Tanner role at first with us.
Yeah.
And then the second time he came on, it was completely gone.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
So no, we get that, but I would imagine people want to talk to you about the show all the time because it is so great, and funny enough, one of my biggest questions about doing a show like Abbott is you're working with so many kids.
Yeah.
What
and,
is
they
that
always
like, and
tell
how
actors,
are they like?
Yeah, don't ever do a show with kids or dogs,
right, yeah.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, first
They're
of all,
some of the cutest kids, and they are so funny.
so funny. They write really good stuff for these kids.
Yeah.
But even when they write good things for kids, there will be kids that are like smack face.
Yeah.
That are just like, that's not what she said. And it's like, all right, don't listen to your mother.
Yeah.
Whoever coached you, fire him. But we don't get a lot of that because that's not who Quinta picks.
Yeah.
She's brilliant, and our casting people are great at getting people that are, first of all, she went and found a lot of the talent, not Quinta personally, but the talent team, and then she would review them and give them the speaking roles, and kids who never had an acting job ever in their life because there weren't that many black kid actors.
Right.
So they went to Compton and they found kids.
Yeah.
And then the ones that are good, get to come back and do more stuff, and she finds new kids and they do it, and they're great. I mean, there was this one kid, all of them are great, and they're absolutely adorable, and they think that we're their teachers for the most part. Now they're kind of season 2, they're sort of hip to it, but they still come up with their work because we give them real worksheets, and they'll come up and be like, Miss Shimenti, I couldn't get this one. And so I'm sitting there correcting papers.
Yeah.
And you're like, get out of my face, kid. I'm not a teacher.
No, I don't. My mother was a teacher. She was a DC public school teacher. And I actually love it.
It's so cute.
I'm like, oh no, I don't know how to teach new math. Because I think that's.
No, we started teaching
Also,
math differently. I don't know why that happened.
They also just cut out all the extra hard math classes in general because they lied to us when they said we were going to need it in life. Because you don't need it.
You have a phone.
And also you have a phone, you have a calculator. You're not going to have a calculator later in life. You're not going to have something by your...
Turns
we
out.
We have everything.
Yeah, you do.
We have everything we could possibly need.
Yeah, unless you want to be like, a physicist.
Yeah, exactly.
And even they have their phones.
Yeah, that's true.
They could just Google it.
That's right. Don't need any of that crap.
Yeah.
What was the process of you getting on this show?
Auditioning.
Yeah.
I auditioned, and they sent me the script first to read, as they always do, and I read it and I went, oh, this is my job. This is me.
Yeah.
Like, who else in this town is playing a Sicilian school teacher?
Yeah.
I'm like, I dare
Yeah.
anybody
to be better
to be
than me.
better at this. Because I know who I audition against. And
Yeah.
I know, like, in my age range who's out there, and that's on the level where
Name
they
'em.
would consider them for. Nah, I don't want to do that. Because, like, I know who probably went out for the role.
Right.
And I think also Quint had some people in mind. And I was one of the people, when we talk about comfort movies, she watched, oddly enough, not The Parent Trap, she watched Bruce Almighty.
Or somebody, yeah.
That was her comfort movie. And so she liked me a lot.
Yeah.
And so when I auditioned, I so owned it. I worked actually with my best friend who was Meredith in The Parent Trap, Elaine Hendricks. I worked with her a little bit, and then she read with me for the audition. And when I read the script, I laughed and I cried. And I went, yeah, I'm really glad that this is getting made, because they make a lot of crap.
Yeah.
And they picked something decent. And when we did the read, I knew that I killed it. I knew I hit it out of the park. But I also, it was like before we started shooting, and I was talking to her before the scene started, and I was saying just that. I'm like, damn, they make some shit. But this, whoever greenlight this.
Because it's
and we left that in when we sent it in. We left that piece in.
Yeah.
And I guess they liked it. 'Cause
smart.
They told me after the fact that as soon as we saw 10 seconds of it, we were like,
This is it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
it. That's so cool.
it's genuinely funny is the thing, because I feel like with a lot of sometimes, especially the last like 10 years with network sitcoms, they've kind of,
some of them are tough.
It's a little cringy sometimes.
I can't watch any of that.
And so when
I wouldn't want to be, listen, I would be happy in any case,
Yeah.
raising 4 kids in an expensive city like Los Angeles,
Right.
to have 22 episodes of network money a week. No, I'm not going to say that, because I've turned down plenty of work.
Right.
Because to me, money is great when you land it.
Yeah.
But I also have been poor, and I've struggled in between jobs, and I create my own stuff. If
Yeah.
I'm not booking a job, I'm making something.
Yeah.
So I know how to eat poor for a couple of years.
Well, that's why
to
this
be on a show
yeah,
that is
yeah.
this good, that's actually funny, that's
Yeah.
not like, and here's the message,
Yeah.
ham fist.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's just funny.
It's just,
I'm not embarrassed by it.
No, it's totally, it exactly like that's when I feel like it first started, people were really like, no guys, I swear
I did,
it's
right?
funny. Like you did,
You know what?
and then you sat down and watched and you were like, yes, this is so, I watched the first season in like 3 days. I was like, this is amazing.
Black Twitter was hip to it first. Black Twitter was like really on it. So when I went, people said, like, when did you know it was a hit? I'm like, well, when we shot the pilot,
Yeah.
I knew what the chemistry was. And I'm like, something really awful would have to happen for this not to work.
Yeah.
I said to Quinta, if only teachers watch it, we're a monster hit.
Right,
But
right.
then people in the first episode, I started reading on Twitter what
must have
was going
looked on
down.
Twitter.
And I was like, oh, this is going to be big.
Yeah.
And then Black Twitter first, then all the rest of Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys have been celebrated so much now within,
Yeah, I
the
think we're
industry, all the
annoying.
award
We're annoying
shows
people now,
and
I
everything. But no, it's so fun to watch you guys all together. You're so
Thank
you're
you.
so excited, and
We are.
You're up on stage. You guys won. I want you to talk me through when you guys were up on stage. I think it's SAG, right?
Yeah.
And you're all looking down, and Quinta's like, there you are, Brad Pitt.
Oh, that was Golden Globes.
Golden Globes.
Golden Globes, because Janelle like thought he was hot.
Yeah.
So she was like, Brad Pitt's here, but she didn't see him, and I was like, it's there.
Yeah.
And
It's right in front of us.
And then Quinta goes, oh, hey, how you doing, Brad Pitt? Yeah. And it was just charming, I guess. But then it happened again at the SAG Awards, because I'm a huge fan of Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
And it happened to be the season because she was nominated for Tar.
Yeah.
Every single party I went to, Cate Blanchett was there. And I never do this because I just don't have the nerve.
Yeah.
But I don't go up to people and like fangirl.
Yeah.
But with her, I did.
I've
She was standing
warranted.
with Bill Nye. You know what I'm
Yes.
talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
Not
yes.
the science guy.
Not the science guy.
No. Bill
Yes.
Nye.
He was
from-
nominated a
Love
bunch
Ac-
this season.
Love Actually.
From Love Actually, right? That guy. He always does something weird with his fingers. Do you ever notice? In his characters. Look at him next time you see him in Love
Okay.
Actually. He's always doing this with his fingers.
It's like subtly
He's so
flipping everyone
yeah.
off.
Feel it in my
My
fingers.
fingers.
I feel it in my toes. He's doing this. For real. But anyway, he's brilliant. And they were standing together at some party. And I was like, hi, I'm Lisa Ann Walter. I'm on a show in America called Abbott Elementary. And I'm such a fan of both of yours. I was an idiot.
what
And
did they
then
say
she was
back?
like, he knew who I was. She had no idea, but she learned. And then by the end of award season, she's like coming over to our table and is like, oh, Quinta. And then she would like sit on her lap and like
my
hang
God, a
out.
dream.
So at SAG-AFTRA, I was like, Kate Blanchett's right there.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
it's crazy.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna get Kate Blanchett telling everyone to watch Abbott Elementary.
You know what?
which is-
All right.
Exactly. Well, that's a good endorsement.
You know, when people that you love, I have to say this because I'm still in a place where it's meaningful, right? But when people that you really love stop you and are like, oh my God, I'm such a fan. I'm such a fan of you on your show, and my kid watches with you. Elizabeth Banks did that. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who from Fleabag, and I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm just blown away.
It
Really.
is amazing.
I
Well,
know.
That's awesome.
Luckiest
unfortunately, we
little
have to wrap
actress
up a little
in the
bit.
world. What?
I'm getting the
shoot.
wrap it up. I know.
You talk too much, lady.
We always talk. We all
Listen,
talk
we could
too
talk
much.
to you for hours.
We're having so much fun. The last thing I do want to ask you quickly is you mentioned 25 years almost for Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to do something?
You know
special?
what? Don't you think we should?
I think
Yes.
you should.
I mean, Elaine and I, my bestie, my BFF, ride or die, Elaine Hendricks. We
I
did
love
something.
seeing all you guys. You bring her. Like
She
you guys
went
been
with me
doing.
to the SAG Awards. Did you see the pictures?
Yes, it was incredible.
I said, will you
Yeah.
be my date to the SAG Awards? And she showed up with a tux.
Yeah, she looked incredible.
And she looked great. She looked hot.
Yeah.
She looked like Dietrich.
Yes.
She was
Yes.
so sexy. But helping with our lesbian fan base.
Yes.
It was awesome. I was like,
Yes.
that's right. But anyway, we did something for the 20th because they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Disney wasn't doing anything. So we did like a watch party. She was in her place in New York. She was in New York at the time. She lives in Georgia now. But I was in LA, and we were on like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram all at the same time, watching with fans. And I'm hoping for the 25th we do something. I think we should.
I think you guys
right,
should
fans?
too.
I think we should.
I think
think
you should
so.
too, and I feel like Lindsay's in a great place.
Yes,
She is.
was
I
gonna
text with her
mention
all the
that.
time.
Really?
Yeah, I text with her, and
She's having a
happy-
baby.
pregnant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she's back, in Hollywood and working.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Doing great.
It seems like all is
Exactly.
well there.
all is
Exactly.
well with everybody.
That's amazing. Well, we're so happy to hear that, and we love Abbott Elementary. Everyone can
Thank
watch
you.
on Wednesdays, ABC. You can stream on Hulu as well if you
Yeah,
you're
we've got
not
the
allowed-
season finale
Exactly.
coming up in next week.
Amazing. The whole season's been great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
It's
you
my
so
pleasure.
much.
You guys are delightful. Ciao, ciao, beda.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Tampa. Make sure you get those tickets. Link will be in the description. Thank you to everybody who has bought tickets already. Minneapolis, thank you.
When are we putting Denver on sale?
To be decided.
Okay. So Denver.
Hopefully soon.
Denver, hold on tight. I know people have been asking and we have not been very clear on that, but we are coming to Denver and we will post when tickets are on sale.
Yeah, soon enough. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.